to another week of Winter 2025 tier list where I go over the most recent episodes, cutoff being Sunday night, and tell you just how I felt about it. Now, we got some new animes coming into rotation. It's gonna be Medalist. We did watch it, and the episode reaction will be out later on. The tier list video will most likely go out first. But to cover up some stuff that we're dropping, first up, where's that show? Headhunted. Unfortunate. Headhunted Isekai is dropped. I had a fun time watching it, but it is not a relatable story for most. Most people don't care about a salaryman, a middle-aged man using diplomacy and capitalism to save people. The viewership just crashed like fucking crazy with the, not the most recent episode, but basically the beginning of, the Country of Gold, diplomacy arc. No one gave a fuck about that, so I gotta move on. Another one that dropped is Mastering Magic. This one, I'm surprised it lasted this long, to be honest. It's just really shitty, trashy power fantasy wrapped up in one. You can literally name, there's like 37 separate anime stuff, tropes happening in this anime, bro. Bro looks like Ayano Koji, has a girlfriend named Asuna, has all the fucking magic powers of all fucking I don't know, Rudy is a gray rat, and basically just think of it, all the isekai bullshit powers, and it's in him, bro. And it was fun. It was fun, but it just didn't, it's falling off, right? There's only so much you can do with a show like this and try to keep people's, interest in it. I will admit that the way that this show was able to handle the mechanics of the show, it's pretty deep. It's pretty in-depth. It's is basically just having a lot good. I don't know, but pretty complex in the different applications of magic that you can do with this show. But anyways, it's fallen off. No one really cares about it in my channel anymore. And once the interest dies off, that's pretty much GG, man. It's no matter what kind of episode happens later on. Once it's just done, it's done. So rip. Another show that's gonna get dropped. That's pretty much it so far. I'm surprised that this is still sticking around. But let's start the tier list. So first up, Sakamoto Days episode 5. It should have been peak. But the fight was just mid or good, honestly. Again, we talked about the intro scene of Boiled versus Sakamoto. That shit was so mid, man. It was so mid. The rest of the story was good though. Setting up the future arc with The Order, JAA, X, the Slur, stuff like that got me kind of hyped up. So I want to kind of bump it up to here, somewhere in between. But I think that it's just the fight was extremely insignificant. We already talked about it. The length of the fight, it doesn't really matter, right? If the source material fight length was actually that short, sure, but at least make the couple seconds, count. But they couldn't even do that, so this kind of sucks, man. I'm gonna put it on good. I'm just gonna left a very bad fucking taste in my mouth. Should have been like a really hype episode of Sakamoto returning to his prime form, his younger, image of himself, and fucking shit up. But it just turned out to be a super mid fight. Next up, Appraiser. What the hell even happened? We got a lolly? That was the episode before. What happened after? Echidna. She showed up. What happened before? He just going around fucking shit up. Right? Basically fought that giant worm monster behemoth thing. It did. The fight sequence, the fight was better. This fight was better than Sakamoto Days. That's fucked up. This show has surprised me quite often in the level of production value that it is able to deliver on important fights. It's straight up. Once the episode started off without an opening and credits rolled in, I was like, whoa, they might do something with it. And the fight sequence, man, we've already seen a little bit of it when we fought the one of the boss monsters in the early episodes, right, where his eyes glowed red. That shit was really hype. And most recent episode, the behemoth fight, I don't care about the fight, but the fight looked pretty. And then it led into new busty dark elf showing up with Zoid. I'll put it in good. I'm gonna put it over Sakamoto Days. I don't care. Cry about it all you fucking want, bro. The fight was objectively superior than this show, bro. And that should not be happening. Next up, we got an episode of The Great Alchemist. I don't even know what happened. I'm gonna put it in mid. The intro scene was pretty hype, with the kingdom's ruler standing up against the what was it? It was like the Holy Empire, people showing up demanding, you know, fucking rights over the toilets and fridges. The rest of the fights, the rest of the episode, got a horse. Maple was crying, and we saved her. Not very memorable. It's just, yeah. Yeah, the intro scene was the most hype, but that's gonna go on mid. Next up, let's judge Welcome to Japan itself. This show is kind of interesting in the way that it's going back and forth between Isekai World and Japan. I'm actually impressed at how much, you know, plot that they have in the Isekai World. I thought we'd be just doing some slice of life bullshit and, you know, just eating food around, but we're doing a lot over in the Isekai World. Saved the cat boy. Bro is just spamming flash, blink. Emilia is just hiding and being cute. Overall, this probably should be here. Probably. I'll put it here. I'll put it here. I don't want to put it in mid. I feel kind of bad. Animation quality is pretty lackluster, but you could argue it had more movement than Sakamoto Days for that one punch scene. No, I'll put it here. I'll put it here. I'll put it here. The plot's getting interesting with the opening of some sort of like labyrinth dungeon and deep hole in the ground, right? The what was it? We beat that, you know, Leviathan looking creature that was looking for the magic stone, and it basically just went underground, and then it kind of opened up like a brand new place. That was kind of interesting. Kind of sets up like the future arcs. Next up, let's see. Red Ranger. I'd also put this in good. I'd also put this in good. A lot of people have lost interest in this show, I've noticed, though. Of all the shows, like this, the viewership of this show is honestly hanging out with like shows like this, which is really sad. But I mean, if you think about it, the gimmick of the Power Ranger stuff in an Isekai world, how long is that gonna last? Of course, the first episode's gonna go crazy, then and after that, then people realize then it just kind of feels like a standard Isekai for them, and the interest starts dropping down. The fight scenes itself don't really care too much. It's not the best. It's not the worst either. What was compelling about the last episode? The French-speaking demon showing up after we thought that the boss fight was over and fucking up Kizuna Red, and then the dark aura showing up from Kizuna Red. That was promising. Looking like something is happening with his heart. You know, it's consumed by the darkness. If he leans more into it, it'd be really hype. Got to see the Royal Scepter, right, come up. I think it's a femboy. And basically, we're just going to a different place. And I think we're getting some sort of academy arc going forward. It was an enjoyable episode. It's just, you know, I just don't think it's really up here just yet. Next up, let's talk about Medalist. I've only seen episodes 1 and 2 so far, so we'll base it off of that. I think this shit goes in peak. Like, straight up, I think it does. This is a story that's very relatable for me. If you've ever been in these situations where you're trying to attempt greatness in childhood, going through lessons and competing, you know, at provincial, national levels like that, like, you can relate to these kind of stories and how much sacrifice and how much dedication you need to put in, only for most of the times for you to never get anything out of it, and feeling like you wasted time. The brutal nature that is competition, man. The way that this shows, you know, portraying that story, I think is setting up to be a really good one. You got the main character, right? Basically two main characters, the coach and the girl, right? And the coach is like a guy who is quote unquote washed up because he started a bit too late in figure skating, has all these regrets. And then there's a girl who's also not too old, but definitely is at that upper limit of when you should get started to attempt for greatness. And he sees himself maybe in her and he wants to really uplift her, and she's also a genius at it. There's also the introduction of, you know, basically the prodigy of the show, right? Who is already at that greatness level despite being the same age as the girl, and this dynamic, right? The pink girl and the black girl, right? Hikaru and Inori, I think, right? It's a beautiful story. I think that this can definitely be an amazing anime if they're able to deliver some sort of like satisfying conclusion by the end of season 1, because we can't just win the Olympics by the end of season 1. I don't even know how many episodes it's going. If it's core 1, then like what place will it land? Get a position, qualifiers for nationals. That was kind of the goal that was mentioned in the beginning, but the comedy also is hitting. The comedy is also kind of hitting with the aura farmer over here. That guy is just fucking mad for no reason at all. And like, you know, these warm stuff and their facial reactions. Like, it's really good. I enjoy the production value side. The use of CG is so good to animate the figure skating. The visuals are clear. The art style is distinct. The motions or the animation is very fluid. The voice acting is peak. Soundtrack is also great. Opening and ending was also very cute and funny too. I have no complaints about this show. It's so fucking good. And I hope it continues to, you know, be on that level. Of course, any new show that I watch, I usually have a little bit of a bias and rate it higher than it maybe should be. But my first impressions of episode 1 and 2 so far, Studio Engi is doing a great job. They're doing a peak job. I put this in peak. Next up, let's see. 100 Girlfriends, I think goes in great. We got the introduction of Masochist's girlfriend. Is it peak though? Let's think about it. We start off, introduction of, you know, Stoiku, and we play some baseball. There was some crazy masochism happening where Rentaro even rejected her. You know what? Maybe it should go peak. And then we got to play a little bit of baseball at the end. Maybe it should go on peak. I'm not too sure. It should be on great. Now, a lot of people are saying like this is Megumin being darkness. Listen, I know what you're trying to say, but there is nothing about Stoiku that is Megumin other than Takahashi Rie voice acting. Like, you can say it's Takahashi Rie as darkness. What the fuck is Megumin about Stoiku, bro? She's not Chuni at all. Like I understand what you're trying to say, but some people are like, bro, it's Megumin and darkness. Like, there's nothing Chuni about her. Anyways, it's great. It was a great episode. Next up, maybe because she's flat. Yeah, true. True. She is flat. That's true. Next up. Let's see. Guild Receptionist most recent episode is just kind of set up. I would also put this in good. Nothing crazy happening. Basically just, you know, getting ready for the festival arc that's about to happen. Setup. Looking like something's bad's gonna happen to Lululi. I don't know. The pink hair girl. Jade is still getting rejected. I feel bad for him. She'd rather die than go out with him. It's comically sad how poor she treats Jade, even though Jade's basically done nothing wrong. I don't think he's even that creepy either. He just is a very sincere person. She just doesn't give a fuck about him. But hey, it is what it is. What else? That's pretty much it. It's just kind of like setting up something that's really bad gonna happen during the festival arc. Next up, we got Villainous Oji-san. I think also goes top of good. I don't think there's any... This show, I'm not gonna lie, it's lacking for me. Like, maybe I shouldn't have such expectations for every episode to deliver some sort of oomph like episode 1 did for me, but every subsequent episode has just been kind of like a nothing burger. I'm enjoying the vibes, but it's kind of existing. We're just kind of going through the motions of this world and understanding what we're doing. You know, we spent a lot of time, you know, handing out the fucking boomer calculators and teaching people how to use that stuff and getting to know some of the other noble, you know, characters and all that, you know, jazz. And got the what's it called, we got like the magic system and the familiar summoning, and now we're entering not a tournament arc but some sort of, you know, like talent show arc. So it should be approaching great, I think. But it's fun. It's nothing wrong about it. It's just I had more expectations, and I'm also a little bit against the way they do the storytelling through the perspective of mom and daughter, because you're basically double dipping, and sure, you're seeing a different perspective, but to me it feels a little redundant, and you're kind of double dipping without the payoff being that good. Like, I don't know. It is interesting to see where, you know, like dad went into idle states and was able to not, you know, do anything with the dragon because the daughter had to pick up like a fucking call. So that stuff like that's kind of interesting when you see it again, but I'm not too much of a fan of the double dipping, you know, storytelling. But overall, I say this is definitely the better of all these so far. Maybe I put this like here. Yeah, maybe I put this like here. It's fucked up that I'm putting this over there, but this had a fight scene that was literally better in this episode. It's fucked up, I know, but it literally had a better fight scene, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Go watch the episode and you tell me what looked fucking better. Next up, Arifureta most recent episode. I'm putting this shit on great. Yep, I will. Probably kind of crazy, because the production value does not justify the great. But I judged these based on more than production value. The themes of the episode, the way that Koki was crashing out finally, like this has been 3 seasons in the making of Koki just bottling up his jealousy and envy, and finally he's lashing out in the worst way possible, just begging for desperations to telling, you know, Hajime to die because he's like, I don't got bitches, bro. Like that entire crash out was beautiful. And the way that Hajime just like literally nonchalantly just dealt with them, beautiful. And all the other girls also just see him as a loser, but it's pretty funny. Also kind of sets the interesting stage for the future of what's gonna happen with Koki in the future. Shizuku also just kind of like declaring her love open to the other, you know, Hara members, right? I know that she's already done it, but she's doing it to like the official group now was also pretty Giga Chad. So for those reasons, I'm putting it on great. Next up, we got ourselves an episode of Mail Order Isekai. Dude, this show is so fun to watch, even though it's so poorly made. Like, I want to put it up here. It's probably down here, right? I want to. The way that he just picked up his shit and left all the bitches, bro. He's a heartbreaker. He just fucked all the girls, and all the girls are trying to be gold diggers, and bro just like, I'm out, peace, I'm taking my daughter in the Bobcat, peace. Bro is a menace. Bro is an absolute fucking menace. I kind of want to put it up here just because he did that. You know what, I will. There's sometimes like one specific moment of an anime was so funny or just like bizarre to me that I'll value it higher, and Mail Order Isekai had that. Like, bro, this shit is so bad in terms of animation quality. It probably is the worst produced anime right now for talking about production value, bro. Like every one of these different animes, bro, better art, better animation. But here's the thing, the story is hard carrying, and the way that bro just left the girls, the gold diggers, like Primula is straight up, she fell to her, like she straight up ran from her place to his place. Like that's like a 3-hour run, bro. She was so giddy and eager to see her mans, and she ran all the way there, got all sweaty, and realized that the house is gone, and she starts fucking crying, and the episode ends. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do this to these girls? Hey, it is what it is, man. Next up, we gotta talk about a peak, Danmachi Easy Peak. Back-to-back episodes, 12 and 13. Bro, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. If the hiatus is what was required to actually deliver episodes on that quality, I'll fucking wait anytime, man. Danmachi came back and it hit so hard. It's unfortunate that it's not getting the level of attention that Solo Leveling is getting, But like, bro, like the quality of episode 12 and 13, I think it competes with Solo Leveling. Maybe I'm crazy. I probably am crazy for saying that. But what I saw in the fight sequences, bro, like the consistency and the quality throughout both episodes, and it was popping the fuck up, but no one's talking about it because it's 5 seasons deep, right? It's 5 seasons deep, right? So it's just, it sucks. It sucks that no one cares about this show right now, but for the few fans that do, we're eating good. Next up, let's see. ReZero came back, and I think it was also peak. I think it was. What did I enjoy more though? I don't know, man. Like the amount of like, here's the thing. ReZero's just starting up to get cranked up. Danmachi is at its height popping off. So I'm gonna have to place it behind Danmachi. Like if ReZero also had its moment to pop off, which it will in about 2 to 3 episodes, probably and if we rate that episode with this one, probably over it. But judging just these 2 episodes, bro, holy fuck, they were both good. It's so like either or, I don't even know. They were both good. Regulus getting dunked on, just the entire gang coming back, seeing all the different matchups, the Priscilla fan service. It was nice. It was peak. All these shows, bro. All these shows fucking peak right now. Next up. What the hell happened here? Shisei happened. Is this mid? What the fuck happened? Himari, Akane just being a bitch. Shisei being omnipotent. Hanging out. They're just hanging out. Probably good. Probably good. Probably good. Just studying episode and trying to hide our stuff, right? I'm just thinking, is there anything else that we should be putting here in mid? No. The rest of the episode was good. It's just that one punch sequence was bad. I'm just so mad because of that one punch sequence. No. It's up here. It's up here. Honestly, this should be fucking down here, right? Like I feel like this should be down here, and probably this should be down here or something like that. Like this is probably more accurate, right? This is probably more accurate, right? But like, dude, this shit genuinely was better than this in terms of fight scenes. Did I care about the fight though? Not really. The fight was, it looked good. I don't care about the fight though. I care about the bullshit slice of life, you know, and the dumbass fan service happening. But let's see. Let me think. I feel like these shows are on a different tier though, you know? I mean, Himari, Akane stuff, you know what? I'll promote you. I enjoyed the Himari stuff. Himari competing with Akane and Shisei also just being there, just dominating scenes. This show is heavily carried by the supporting characters is what I noticed. The side characters are so peak in this that it kind of carries the show. Side characters being who? Himari and Shisei, I guess. Yeah, they are doing really well. When I think about the Elf show again, like the action sequences are so fucking mid, right? And it's just saving Miui episodes. Like I way prefer it when we're hanging out back at Japan and cute things are happening and cute slice of life and wholesome. I'm not really watching this for the battle. And because it was a battle-centric episode, I was like, whatever, I guess. This is just fun mid. Yeah, it should be more like this. It should be more like this. Next up. Apothecary Diaries goes on great. Absolutely goes on great. Jinshi dancing, and then the realization that he jumped into the water to basically just complete the you know, the mysterious appearance and the disappearance of, you know, the Moon Fairy, bro. That shit was so fucking stupid. I loved it though. The envoys actually finally talking now, revealing their perhaps intentions that we don't know if it's genuine or not. They are thoughts and they think they're the hottest ever and they want to take the Emperor and the Emperor's little bro. And it's funny that the Emperor's little bro, who is Jinshi, right? That title, the position of him being there. The fact that Jinshi was cross-dressing and flexed on the envoys and the envoys basically got flexed on. They were like, they got mogged on. They're like, holy shit, maybe we aren't the hottest here, man. That was pretty peak. What else happened? Is there anything with Lulan? No. It was basically just Moon Fairy stuff. And then... what was it? What the fuck happened afterwards? Why can't I remember? I feel like... oh, right. There's a new place. The map opened up. You're right. We got a new region, right? There's like the grandmas are all there. It's the Baba's palace now. There's a bunch of old ladies, old retired ladies that are just kind of there, and people are getting sick and we're putting her there. And Mama's, you know, she can't be using medicine. She can't be creating medicines because I guess, you know, women are not allowed to do that because women bad in that society right now. What else? That's pretty much it. New Baba showing up, being very curious about Mama and kind of figuring out the secret already. There's something cooking with that character. Next up, A-rank party. Most recent episode goes to... probably good. Yeah, it was a good episode. It was perhaps even better than... I liked how... anytime Simon comes up and he gets dunked on is always a delight. I just always love Simon just getting fucked up and just mauling and they're crashing out. And now the guild is just basically ordering us to go save their asses. Kind of annoying that we have to do that, but hey, it is what it is. Rain is making her moves onto Yuke. It is so aggressive what Rain is doing. And that's pretty much it. Just humiliating the idiot. Rain, gushing, new house, new place, and a mission to go basically bail those dumbasses out. And of course, and there's probably no point to put this in the NA anymore because this shit doesn't even fucking air right now. This shit's not gonna air till like fucking April, which is gonna be next season. And finally, of course, Solo Leveling goes in the top. Episode 6 literally broke the internet. It was such a good episode. It was a peak episode. Everything was on point. Like the entire episode was a fucking highlight reel. Like, god damn, bro. Like everybody had a role to play. Even minor shadows like the mages had a cool moment using the Eye of Avarice. Igris, Iron, Tank popping off. Jinmu saving, you know, the party when they need him the most. And then the shadows pop up and we're just fucking flexing and just letting them know what's going on. Cha-Hei-En just being like, oh my god, who is this guy? Manager Wu being like, this is our man's now. We gotta move from space. That was really hype. Episode 6, I think, really did. A lot of people were hyping up maybe a bit too much. Expectations are really, really high. But I think it delivered. I was really satisfied with the episode. It was just so fucking hype. They even had like anime only scenes with the chain stuff, right? Of basically just Attack on Titan sequence of scaling on Titan and putting him down and stuff like that. It was just so fucking good, man. And the best part, this is not supposed to be even the best parts just yet. A lot of people are hyping up the Jeju Island, so the next arc that we're gonna be fucking hyping up is, oh my god, Jeju Island, oh my god. And this is it. This is my tier list for the most recent episodes that I've personally seen. I think that obviously these two, you know, they don't really belong here, but in terms of the story and what it means for me, I really enjoyed it. These two were just solid. Peak, different caliber. A lot of goods here, which honestly could just mesh in with the mids, and these shows, it is what it is. You want to cry about it? Go fuck yourself. See you next time.